Joy. Joy's toes curled and the nails chipped against the hardwood floor of her bedroom. An 11-year-old blank slate of a girl staring deeply at a reflective doppelganger framed elegantly on her antique wardrobe left to her by some distant relative. She breathes aggressively through her nose as she analytically examines all her flaws that are invisible to others but pronounced to her hormone-riddled mind. She stands assertively as the floorboards creak beneath her and she pinches the small deposits of fat situated on either side of her narrow hips. Her hands explore upwards to her chin and pinches a half-inch of skin that hangs from her milk-white face. With every sharp breath becoming more enraged with the face that stares back, a visage that repulses her, an image which hangs over her every single day. One day, she thinks to herself, one day I'll be beautiful. One day I'll shed this repugnant fat. Behind her hangs a cream cotton blended nightgown which reflects her future far more than the poster of Farrah Fawcett crudely stuck to her bedroom wall. Flash forward several decades and Joy weakly stumbles out of her flashy and ostentatious BMW 3 Series. Her knees buckle and tremble beneath her weight. The caps of those knees bulbous and round like tennis balls in the center of two long toothpick legs wrapped in black jeans 2 sizes too big. Upwards of the knee, her legs create a V-shaped bend where her thighs should be, creating the illusion that she bears no pelvis, that it's straight from leg to torso without the byway of a waist. Her oblong belly is crowned by a vicious rib cage which appears to be trying to escape from her body by pushing aggressively against her cream cotton blend skin, above which 2 loose, lifeless breasts hang precariously off her sunken chest plate. Of course, all this is invisible beneath a knapsack-like hoodie she wears in the winter in her desperate attempts to remain warm in those months. As she approaches the petrol station, she sways subtly from side to side, barely able to keep her balance against the faint whispers of October's breeze. She approaches the counter to pay for her fuel, missing the irony that she spends more money running her car than keeping herself fueled up. She rests her bone-like fingers on the counter, ogling her ringless finger but quickly being distracted by the alarmingly bright acrylic nails which violently stick out of these tall Q-tips she calls her appendages. With every gulp of starving saliva, the flapping skin on her neck reshapes and reforms, creating new grooves and wrinkles to be cemented in her flesh for how many years she has left. As the cashier makes a joke, she flashes a courteous smile, revealing a graveyard of light grey tombstones in her mouth, all chipped and crooked from decades of bulimia. Above these teeth are sheens of tar and soot perched on red raw gums. Her cheeks are sunken and deep, like 2 craters perpendicular to each other on the moon of her head, which wobbles with misbalance. Her eyes are milky pools of white and pale blue. The blue spills into the white spills into the grey, all this being difficult to see without a good stare as her eyes are sunken and hollow, casted with shadow from her bony brow. Finally, Joy's hair, once sandy blonde, curled and shiny, often referred to her as her best attribute by some distant relative, is now a feathery tarp of bleach blonde and white with hints of see-through, the shape of a skull pertinent and unavoidable to onlookers. Each strand of hair is dry and fickle and dead. The cashier is friendly and respectful enough, but behind Joy stands 3 to 4 customers who look as if they've seen a ghost, and they may as well have. Joy leaves, ignoring the stares as she has done most of her life. She re-enters her protective shell of a BMW 3 Series and veers home. As Joy arrives to her empty and hollow cavern of a flat, she makes her way to the hallway mirror, assertively ignoring her whinging cats. Joy removes her hoodie and stares at her nude torso, with all its loose skin and grooves and dents. Joy sharply inhales and sucks in her diaphragm. She turns to her side, revealing her to be as flat as the mirror which taunts her. One day, she thinks to herself, one day I'll be beautiful. One day I'll shed this repugnant fat. Behind her sits the invitation to her model friend's funeral, which reflects her future more than the poster of Farrah Fawcett crudely stuck to her bedroom wall.